Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival.
Right there is Hypnotize Yourself from the upcoming Dead Daisies release, Radiance. And, we've been on the Dead Daisies train since the EP release back in 2013, and it just seems like that train keeps gathering more speed with this latest release. And we are honored to have with us today, and welcome back to the Revival, from the Dead Daisies lead guitar player Doug Aldrich and lead vocalist and bassist Glenn Hughes. Welcome to the Revival, guys.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you back on the show. First off, let me say we've been lucky enough to hear the whole album in its entirety, and so far, I have to say that fans of great rock music, along with Dead Daisies fans, are going to love this new release. I mean, the songs are they fun to play live? I got to know.
Yes. They are really good, really good. We've been playing two of them live. We just wrapped up the European tour. We were playing Radiance, the title track, and Shine On.
Okay.
And we're gonna for the US, we're gonna add two more songs. Can't wait.
They sound great. They were written to play live.
Nice. Now the album seemed to come together really fast. I was following you guys on Facebook, and it's like, hey, we're getting ready to write the album. Boom, we're recording. Boom, it's done. And it's like, how do you guys work so fast? So many bands, it takes them years to put something out. And you guys have just been putting them out one after another. Just last year, Holy Ground came out.
Right.
So Holy Ground was written and recorded in 2019. And then during the pandemic, we started doing some dabbling on some songs and had a good start, and then we finished writing. We went on tour, so that we had some songs in the bag, but then we went back to writing at the beginning of this year and added to those songs. Yeah, and we by the time by March we had about 15 songs. 20 maybe, I don't know.
We had a lot of music that was written, so we had a lot to choose from.
Nice.
With all that time off that everybody had in 2020, I mean, with a band like you guys who are such a great live band, did you guys take that time to recharge, or were you guys still working on new music, getting ready for when they finally unleashed Dead Daisies back out on the road?
It was, Glenn started to come up with some stuff, and I'd go down to his house and we started doing some demos. He'd come up to my house and sing, and then, like I said, in 21 we pushed that release of Holy Ground back, and then 21 we went on tour. So we had some songs ready, and as I said, we added to it, but everybody was basically stuck. We couldn't do anything except get together and work on some music, or I did some stuff around the house, but that's it.
Yeah, it was just preparing for this next album, which is, of course, Radiance, and we're excited that everybody can hear it very, very soon.
Nice. Now, the album's got some great tones. I mean, I listen for guitar and bass tones. That's my favorite thing. And you guys both always have just great sound. Where did you guys use amps and mics, or modeling software and all that fancy stuff they got out nowadays? Or are you just using those orange ones, I imagine?
Orange for sure.
Oh yeah. Those things are awesome.
We generally do everything old school. We track the songs together as a band, and we record with tube amps and microphones, and Ben Gross definitely has a way that he likes to work, and so, like, when we're tracking guitar, Glenn would have his bass rig going and he'd capture some bass, but all the guitars on the tracking session were just plugins, just because it was easier. But then and that way, knowing that I'm going to go back and kind of keep developing the guitar parts from my perspective, and same with David would develop his parts, and with the help of Ben, we put it together. But it's definitely got some heavy tones, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
With this album, you had the return of Brian Tichy behind the drums. How did that all come about, and what does he bring to this sound of the lineup?
For me, as a bass player, I was longing for Brian to come back into the band because simply he's one of the greatest rock groove drummers we have around on this planet right now. So I was very, very happy that he came back. Very, very happy.
Yeah, he had gone off and done a few things on his own that were really successful for him, and we had Tommy Clefettis filling in. We didn't have a permanent drummer, so we all discussed asking Brian if he wanted to come back, and he gladly, said, yeah, I'd love to, and he was excited to work with Glenn and I together. He'd worked with both of us individually before. He's my favorite drummer, period.
Yeah. Nice. So, Doug, did you ever get a chance to sit around with him and play some Randy Rhoads? Because the dude could play guitar.
I know. He's a big Randy fan, like I am, and he probably knows Randy's music better than I do. He's definitely, he's into it.
Okay, cool.
Now coming up in September, you guys got a great run of dates starting on September 7th in New Jersey, ended up in Seattle on the 24th. You got to stop in our backyard in St. Charles, September 15th.
Great.
Yeah. Is this a prelude to a bigger North American tour later in 2022 or 2023?
We hope so.
Yeah, we're looking at next May. I don't know, Doug. Maybe next spring we'll be back for some more shows. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a great show place. The St. Charles Arcade Theatre is great.
I love that theater.
Yeah, killer.
Yeah, it's great. Looking forward to it.
Nice. Yeah, we saw Glenn at Reggie's in Chicago. Dude, that didn't know what to expect. Left there in awe.
Oh, wow.
My God.
I remember that show.
That was just a little club. And
it was great.
So cool. I could see your feet. Great. I could see you using pedals you were using and stuff. It was just phenomenal. The sound was just awesome.
It was a couple of shows, Friday and Saturday. I remember that. It was a great. I love Chicago. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That was very cool. Now, Glenn, you got sick on the last tour over in Europe.
I did, yeah.
And Dino from Whitesnake came over to just sing. Who played bass? Who could play bass for that?
Yogi Lonich.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you guys manage getting these guys to come in so quick?
Well, it was actually Brian that suggested it. We were really fearful that what was going to happen with Glenn. We didn't know. We had had a bout with COVID like about a month or so prior, and Glenn didn't catch it. And we were like, we thought it was Glenn's a tough guy. So, but then when he got it, we were really nervous about it. We were just going to go home. But then Brian suggested Yogi. Yogi had filled in for David Lowy on a couple shows, and so he knew the set. And then he said, and that Dino is home because Whitesnake just canceled their tour, and they're both in Croatia, which was really close. And then they just they basically made a quick decision, like, yeah, we could do this. And we wanted to fulfill our commitments. Of course, we didn't want to do it without Glenn.
Yeah.
But we were so close to the finish line. And there were two headline shows that, a lot of friends of the band had made plans, fans had made plans, hotels and flights and everything coming into Switzerland. So we just, we kept going.
That's awesome.
Gladfully, Glenn, I guess you were kind of sick, right, Glenn?
I was. I had the chills and but I had problems with I had a really bad cough and I was sneezing all the time, and it was impossible to work. So I didn't feel great. I'd like to tell you it was an easy ride, but it wasn't.
Oh, well, we're glad you're okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Doug, this question is for you. Over the years, you've worked with some of the most legendary vocalists in hard rock and metal. I mean, Ronnie James Dio, David Coverdale, Glenn, of course.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah.
What's it like working with these legendary vocalists, and what are the similarities and the differences between each one?
That's a good question. There's many differences because everyone's personality is, different to themselves. Glenn is David's spiritual, but Glenn is on next level spiritual. He is like a very deep connected person, and he's really into that spirituality. And David was as well, but their voices, as you know, are completely different. They're both amazing. As far as the way that we would write songs and stuff, it's a little different. But I feel really like both Glenn and David and I we make a good team, both sets. And then with Ronnie was just he was very intense, and he wore his heart on his sleeve. He would, if he was upset with you, you'd know it immediately. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Anyway, they're all great singers, and I'm blessed to be called them friends.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now,
Oi!
any plans for a live album on this tour so that we can hear the new lineup?
We at some point, I would imagine, because there's 2 new albums with the new lineup, I would imagine there will be some time to record. I have a feeling that will happen next year.
Now, over the years, you guys have been on the road so many years, and you both have seen and experienced so many different things on stage. Could each one of you tell me what the biggest Spinal Tap moment that happened to you in your career is?
Oh dear.
Yeah, there's a few. I think. I'll tell you, it's a kind of funny Spinal Tap thing. There was, when I was touring with Ronnie, he would hang his clothes on the bus, and I wanted to see if I could fit in his clothes, so I tried them on.
Wow. Yeah. Well,
somebody snapped a picture of that.
Yeah.
Did that
fit? Not quite, but kind of.
Will those pictures be in your autobiography?
Somebody's got that picture written, and anytime they want to pull the trigger on that, I'm just saving money to buy it back.
How about you, Glenn?
Numerous things for me. I mean, a lot of stuff I don't remember in the 80s. I'm sure people have got videos and photographs of me in strange situations. There was I met I can't remember his name, a famous rocker in the early 80s that was playing at the Memorial Coliseum in LA, and I was with him in his hotel suite. Apparently, there's talk about me eating a chicken, which is totally untrue, because I might have been drinking, but for me, there's a huge rumor about that, and it's like, what the? There's no way. I mean, it's not Spinal Tap. It's really gross and horrific, but I've never. Doug knows I'm an animal advocate, but that's a strange story,
Story, yeah.
No, I'll tell you. Glenn just said something in an earlier interview. He was talking to a Swedish guy, and the guy wanted him to try. He was living in Sweden at a point. Tell him, Glenn. Tell him the story just quickly. It's so fun.
There's a thing in Sweden where there's tins of rotten fish, and it's a delicacy in the north of Sweden. And you open this rank smell, it's vile. And I went on live TV as a joke, or to see if I would actually. You're supposed to drink vodka and eat it, and I don't drink, so I went to eat it, and it was so vile, and it was on TV that I was gagging. Actually,
but what did you call it? What was it like? It was something coyote.
It's called Strömming. It's called rotten wolf.
Rotten wolf.
Rotten wolf.
Yikes, man.
Awful
Now-
stuff.
On the song Radiance, is that a slide? A little bit of slide solo in there, I hear.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I got the ear.
Sorry, I had to ask my daughter just to,
Oh.
turn it, dial it back to about
Yeah.
50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a slide on there in the first half, and I think that live I don't really use the slide on it.
Yeah.
I just play it a little bit more straight.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a really quick, it's a short solo and it's a really quick slide part, but I thought it had a good vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Now, Kiss the Sun got some cool talk box. Think it could have used some more?
Always, you can never have enough talk box. You can never have enough.
It's awesome.
And,
But yeah, I'm digging that song at the moment. I love them all.
The whole album is
Yeah.
outstanding. I mean, I always say that if I can go through an album and not click past a track, it's a great
Right.
album.
yeah,
This
Thank
album is that way.
yeah.
I don't
Thank you.
skip any songs. It is an outstanding album from front to
Thank you.
back.
Thank you so much.
About all the ballads, but you know,
We actually, there's a ballad that is not on the album. That's a really beautiful song.
Yep.
And you'll hear that later. It's called "Let
Okay.
It Set You Free."
Mhm.
And it was interesting. It didn't make it on the album. The album is, we wanted 10 songs, and it was between "Roll On" or "Let It Set You Free." And Glenn and I really wanted "Roll On" the album. But "Let It Set You Free" is an amazing tune, and we had a demo of it that was raw, but it was really great. And it took me a while to get the vibe back of the guitars that was on the demo. I had to actually, Brian Tishy came and said he listened to it. I'm like, what am I missing here? And I had to go back to the demo and listen to it.
Yeah, and we've orchestrated the song as well. So there's an orchestra arrangement in the solo that is truly amazing.
Nice. Now the song "Not Human," is that some cowbell I'm hearing in there?
Pardon?
Is there cowbell in that song? It sounds like I'm hearing a little pink. Or you think it needed some?
Yeah, maybe. No, but I don't think there's cowbell
Is
in
that
it. But
his snare that's giving me that? It's cowbell is kind of a ting.
Yeah,
to
I know
it.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you guys, like I said, from front to back, this is, I'm thinking probably my favorite Dead Daisies album. It is the most solid thing that I've heard from you guys. And it comes out on September 30th. It'll be available. And your tour starts on the 7th of September. And we hope to see you in St. Charles when you guys get to town.
So looking forward to that.
We always let the artist pick the song out of the interview, guys. So
arm wrestle for it.
Yeah,
we'll watch.
Yeah, which song would you like us to go with?
Let's let Glenn pick it.
I guess right now, "Hypnotize Yourself" is the one that's out there. So thanks.
But they
Doug.
just played that one, I think.
Yeah, we just did.
Oh,
Yeah, another one.
then what about "Face Your Fear," the next one?
There you go.
We can do that.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. Glenn Hughes, Doug Aldrich, it's an honor to have you on the show, and we hope to see you in St. Charles when you get up here, and have a safe tour.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one, boys.